On taking this left turn onto the Izoard, it was plain and clear that within 30 seconds, the race leader wanted to make the climb difficult from the very bottom. And with about 400 meters to go, 300 meters to go, I could just hear that heavy breathing that both of us were gasping for air at the top of that mountain. I could hear it was getting more distant behind me. And it's at that moment it kind of lifts you. It gives you a bit of a boost. 7 days, 800 kilometers and over 20,000 meters of climbing. The Haute Route Alps isn't just a ride, it's the ultimate test to the most legendary cols of the French Alps. From Megève all the way to the coast in Nice, every pedal stroke is earned and every summit is a battle. This is where we get to ride like pros, through a journey that transforms every rider who dares to take it on. This is my story. Tell you what guys, what a day. Finally arrived to my hotel and we're now in Italy. But yeah, stage 5 of the Haute Route officially cancelled.
They're bringing buses and coaches in to take us to Italy. Stage is cancelled, guys. No. Stage is cancelled.
And it was 40 degree heat, and it was the best stage I've ever done. It was my favorite. Because once you get to the top of the Agnelle, all the hard work is done, and it's just a long descent all the way down to Cuneo. Wonderful.
I have to say, I was absolutely gutted when I heard the news the stage was cancelled. Not just because I'm used to the rain, because I'm from Wales, but rather because of what happened the day before on the stage that finished on the top of the Izoard. The first time all week that I'd been actually able to take time on the leader and be the first person to beat him on a mountain finish as well. Now I can sit here and talk about the what ifs and what my plans were, but to give you context, my plan was to just throw the kitchen sink at the whole thing today. I was going to attack from the minute the flag dropped. We had a 900 meter neutralized section, and then we would climb the 20 kilometer Izoard straight away, straight out the gate. My plan was to go as hard as I could on that climb, recover on the descent, and do it again on the next climb. And I felt like I had absolutely nothing to lose, given that the gap to third place was now fairly large, and I was leading my age category, the 30-39. So to me, this stage had become crucial because of the momentum that I'd gained the day before, being the first rider to beat the current leader on any mountain finish at all this week. But obviously, that didn't happen because the stage was cancelled. But I thought I would tell you anyway where my headspace was at the time and what my plan was going into that stage. I often talk about on this channel just how much of a difference confidence makes to your performance when you go well or when you have a breakthrough moment. This was definitely something that had happened and turned out to be the pivotal moment of the week for me, as you'll see in the next video as well. Now, of course, going all out on these two mountains would be a very risky move, but we would also have a massive day the following day. 180 kilometers from Cuneo to Nice, which would also have some significant climbs and time sections too. All of these would be crucial if I was to throw the whole kitchen sink at the thing to try and gain time back as much as possible. Because of severe weather, flood alerts, and just, general, I guess, poor visibility and danger on the top of the mountains that we were going to pass over. The Col d'Agnelle was like 2,700 meters above sea level. Like where we were in Briançon at the start, which is, I don't know, like 1,300 meters above sea level. It was like a washout down there. And we actually rode to the start
So I've got a bag full of wet kit now. The whole day was a bit of a nightmare, not just from like a rider's perspective, but I think from the organisation as well. Like, it's probably worst case scenario that something like this happens, and you can't really prepare for it, I don't think, because you're just not ready for trying to move 500 cyclists or, you know, 500 bikes 200 kilometers into another country in this case, because we were actually going to Cuneo, just the other side of the mountains. So I'm going to try and dry some stuff out now, but yeah, so basically what happened was we got to the start this morning and they said to us the stage is cancelled. I think yesterday we saw some weather alerts, but we didn't think they'd be that bad really. Like, nobody was really talking about the weather being a problem. But then, you know, we kitted up, full winter kit. I actually had a second pair of neoprene gloves with me because I was fully expecting to just wear my shake dry jacket the whole day, because I woke up and it was pouring rain. But we got to the start and just out of the blue, I certainly wasn't expecting it. Boom, stage is cancelled. And at first I thought like people were joking, and then you're faced with the logistical nightmare of like, well, what do you do now? Because every day at the event, not that I've shown much of this over the series yet, but essentially you have a big bag, then you have a rucksack, those are your event bags, and of course you have your bike and yourself. Logistics are cared for you, so all you have to do is basically ride from one stage to the next. So what happened today was that we had to look after our own bags and then try and get to the bus that the event was going to lay on for us to travel across the mountains to get to this city, this town in Italy. Now, I happen to know my friends, Alpes Cycles, they have a reliable tour operator. They were here at the event and they offered me a seat in their van. So I jumped at the opportunity, and just so happened that they were staying in the hotel across the road from me in Serre Chevalier, which you couldn't make up. So I'm forever grateful to them. I got changed out of my wet kit, which I do need to clean out in the shower, which is what I do every day. I just chuck it in the shower and just clean it. And then off I go. I jumped in the van with them. We hit the road. I make that sound incredibly easy, but they were having to pack up 30 bikes and like loads of suitcases and luggage, but I'm forever in their debt for allowing me to get across to the Finnish town here with them. I could have very easily descended back down in the cold and the rain, back down to Briançon and waited for the bus like everybody else, but yeah, I guess I lucked out this time. But saying that, we've not really beaten anybody here. The bus is going to arrive in about 30 minutes. I've only just arrived. It was more a case of the opportunity was there and it was a bit less stressful, I suppose, for myself, getting down into Briançon and, you know, waiting for a bus, and then my bike being on, you know, another truck, and that was going to be another logistical thing that would have to be handled. That was outside my control. But to be fair to the organisation, you know, they've put these things in place to try and get the riders, you know, across to the Finnish town as efficiently and stress-free as possible. So my roommate has yet to arrive. He'll be coming very soon. But yeah, it's been a bit of a long day. It's 5:10 and only a couple of hours before bed, and we wake up again at 5 a.m. to do the final road stage tomorrow, which is going to be 180 kilometers from here to Nice, taking over 2 mountain passes and then an undulating road all the way into Nice itself. Never been to Nice, never been to the roads around Nice, never ridden, never just been on holiday, none of that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to going there for the first time and experiencing it, because I see lots of pros on Strava. They live there, of course, well, Monaco, but the riding looks incredible. So I'm looking forward to getting there and seeing what it's all about. So that'll be in the next video. As for yesterday, it was a real highlight, getting to the top of the Col d'Izoard first, and I had some cracking photos. If you've watched all the way to the end of this rather boring travel day vlog, I have a treat for you. These photos were taken on the final climb. Oh, you can hear beeping outside. That tells you we're in a city right now. And these photos were taken on the final climb, the last couple of bends I was chasing down the race leader. Some incredible photos, and they were sent to me by a very talented photographer, and just a quick shout out to him for snapping those, because they are amazing and are some great memories from this event. Not to mention all the photos, of course, that have been taken during this event by the official photographers, but yeah, those were some special ones from yesterday. So I'll leave you with those, your little treat for watching all the way to the end. Let me know if you liked them, that way I know you've watched all the way to the end, and I hope you're enjoying the series so far. Sorry it's not what you expected today, but it wasn't what I expected either. But let's hope we return to normality in tomorrow's video. I'll see you then.